What's up everybody, Jim Games Live here, and in today's video we have another floor cover for you. Now this is a song originally performed by the band M83, featuring another singer called Susan Sunfor? I'm not sure. It's got a circle with a line going through it. I'm not sure what that letter is. I think they're just making letters up. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Probably not. Probably not. Anyway, so the band M83 is a band that I used to really enjoy back in the day. I thought that I may have been one of their only followers. Apparently they're a bigger band. I enjoyed them because they do a lot of really cool textures with synth instruments and things like that. In fact, I noticed they were using one of the same keyboards that I've used over the years. In fact, I bought it 3 times. A really obscure keyboard called the JX305 from Roland. I love that thing, and I noticed that they were using it. They were using a lot of the same sound textures and layering that you could do with that sort of keyboard in their music 15-20 years ago. So apparently they're still going strong, and they're still hopefully still using this keyboard. I'd love to see it. But what I want to do, if you guys don't mind, is I want to watch a quick little performance here by the band M83 featuring this Susan gal with the song Oblivion, because I'm not really familiar with this song. In fact, I don't think I know this song at all. This way we can have a better understanding of Oblivion, or Floor's version of Oblivion. That makes any sense. Anyway, let's just get right on into it. I'm wasting too much time. If you're new around here, though, please consider liking and subscribing. I do this sort of thing all the time, and I'd love to have you here. All right, let's see what M83's got.
The original motion picture soundtrack to Oblivion is out now. Here with the title track, M83.
I figured a live performance would be cooler than just listen to the audio. Yeah, that's the M83 I remember. Oh, they got an orchestra. At least a string section. Using triggers in that drum. Okay, I know this is supposed to be a floor reaction, but can we just talk about this for a second and how cool this actually is? What we have over here, let me put my thing here. We got a keyboard player over here, another little stand over here for another keyboard player, a drummer, and a string section. He's using some sort of just traditional keyboard down here. I'm not sure what it is. It does kind of look like the JX305, but it is not. And then up over here, what he's got is he's got an analog kind of rack looking thing. Hopefully they give us a better close up here, because when you see it, there's gonna be little wires and everything sticking out of it for messing with these tones. And it looks like what he's doing is he's honestly just playing a few like arpeggios, which is like when you hit a note and it plays a bunch of different notes. And he's really playing off the string section, and her voice is awesome with that. The drummer for right now, at least, is playing with at least triggers, or he has some sort of like electronic pad, or maybe an electronic kit set up next to his regular kit, or maybe he's just doing electronic kits. I'm not sure. But pretty cool so far. I'm definitely digging the vibe of this song. Let's keep going. Really want a better look at this drummer. Yeah, oh, there it is. Okay, cool. So you can kind of see right here. I know it's a little blurred because it's an old video here, but you can see exactly what this is. It's a bunch of little knobs and stuff up here, little wires. You may have seen it before. It kind of almost looks like a little amp shooting at him. This over here looks like a version of the JX305, so he's probably still using some sort of Roland that's fairly similar to that, because this looks very similar, except the 305 is blue. I really want to get a good look at the drummer here, because I'm very curious as to what he's doing. Yep, okay, he's using pads. But he's got a full kit set up. Such a beautiful, like, sci-fi elements to it, too. Cool. So glad he did that. Nice. Love the way those drums are mic'd. Absolutely fucking love it. That's just cool. That is just cool. Awesome. Dude, M83. I hope those guys are still around. I thought that they were like a small indie band or something. I just like the fact that they used one of the same keyboards that I use. They used some like weird layerings and textures that I like. Well, this video is from 2013, so maybe they've disbanded or anything. If anybody knows, if you have any cool M83 songs for me to check out, let me know, because that is right up my alley. I mean, a song like that checks off all the right boxes for me. They're using cool different synth sounds. They're using like an organic element by using like like an analog style synth. I think the guy was playing bass in the back. I couldn't really hear too much of that coming through. He may have been actually playing the bass notes on a physical guitar by using some sort of effects pedal, making it sound more electronic. That wouldn't surprise me from these guys. I like the fact that the drummer's using electronic and organic sounds. I'm a big fan of that. If you've seen any of my other reactions, you know I can go on for hours about that shit. That was really, really cool. The way the drums were mic'd up as well, too. He had a little bit more reverb on one of the floor toms, which just gave it like so much more of like a giant room sound. Really cool, too, how he was all boxed in with that little glass cage there to prevent any bleeding from any of the miking from the string section as well. One thing I was not overly impressed with, the vocals. But that's okay. That's okay, because up next we're going to be listening to Floor doing this exact same song, but she tends to kind of put her own twist on it. The music's not going to be the exact same. However, I hope that it's still kind of ethereal and floaty and kind of not overly synthy. I'm assuming it's going to probably be a little bit more metal driven. But I hope that it still has some like ethereal natures to it, which means you're just kind of floating, or at least makes you feel like you're lighter than the air. Because M83 definitely does that. They do that with a lot of their other songs. In fact, most of M83 songs, if I remember correctly, were just instrumentals, just good little jams. All right, I've gone enough about this band. This is not even what this reaction is supposed to be about. Let's go see what Floor can do. All right, this is Oblivion, covered by Floor. Here we go. All right. Awesome. Awesome. But keeping it ethereal. Drums sound fucking awesome. And the metal twist. Even like the music that they're using, the string God, I can't talk today. The string section in this isn't like actual strings too. It's a synthetic string, and it's kind of like almost known, or it sounds like you can tell that it's from a synthesizer, because it just doesn't sound exactly. It doesn't sound organic. You can't really feel the string to it. It just sounds very plain, but it almost is kind of cool because it puts that weird little effect on it. I don't know. Very M83, so they're paying a little homage to it as well. Anyway, this is what this reaction is about. Let's talk about this. Pay attention, Jim. Nice. trickles. All right, Floor, show us what you got. Build here.
And when the nights are long, all the stars recall your goodbye, your goodbye. And in the night, you hear me calling, you hear me calling.
Awesome.
You hear me calling. You hear me calling. And in your dreams, you'll see us falling.
Okay. Okay. Take that down there. Let's take this back here. So, let me turn this down on my headphones. You heard me going on and on about the M83 version, what makes them cool, why, at least why I think they're cool at least. This was cooler. And not just because they added a little electronic or a little electric guitar, made it a little bit more metal. They did a lot of really cool things. We'll talk about Floor in a second, but they did a lot of really cool things musically to pay homage to the original version of this song. that I thought was so interesting. And it could have just been a subtle, like, I thought that they were going to use electric guitar. I kind of saw that coming. When I heard the song, I'm like, oh, okay, this is perfect for electric guitar, and I could see where the solo is going to come in, and or the lead is going to come in, rather. But what they did synthetic and with the drums with this is really, really cool. I'm not sure who's putting together the music arrangements in this, or the remixes, or covers, or whatever you want to call this here, but bravo, sir, madam. This was incredibly cool. The drums were awesome. I like how in certain parts the toms almost feel like they're 808 hits instead of an organic hit. Now they're probably using sound replacements for all these drums anyway, so it's probably not a real drummer. They're probably just one guy doing that, I would imagine. At least that's what it kind of sounds like to me, which is fine, especially for a song like this. But the layering of this is awesome. I freaking love it. I love the way the piano sounds larger than life, but it's like brought down in the mix, but it's still kind of bigger than everything else when it comes in. And there's a way you can do that by just playing a higher key, and they're not doing that. There's a certain recording technique by quantizing it, or whatever you call it. But it's a pain in the ass to do, but it sounds awesome when it comes together. M83 does a lot of that kind of stuff, and that's what makes it pleasing to listen to, or at least unique to listen to. Might not be pleasing, but I enjoy it. Now let's talk about Floor. Let's talk about what she did with this. In my opinion, I feel like she is... I mean, all right, so you can't really compare her to other musicians because, I mean, this is like the top of the food chain, in my opinion. Like, it doesn't really get better than her. Like, in my opinion, she's the best female vocalist ever. That's just my opinion. But, like, this is the top for me. It just doesn't get better than this. And it's not just like her singing style, it's what she puts forth emotionally, it's her stage presence, it's just her general vibe I've been learning about. To me, it just doesn't get better than Floor. So I knew that she was going to knock it out of the park. And I knew after hearing the M83 version, that I wasn't a big fan of that. Not that I wasn't a big fan of a Susan with the circle, with the line. What is that? What is that letter? Why are you guys going to put a thing through the letter? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? That little thing? What, that is it going to show up again? I don't know. It's like a circle with a line through it. What? You guys are going to butcher me in the comments for this. I can already tell. And it's not like she was bad or anything. In fact, it was really cool for that kind of song. It sounded like, you know, when she was holding a certain key, like how Floor's doing right here, like it was lining up perfectly with like the arpeggio in the string section, and it just kind of gave this like a really cool, like ethereal, massive sound behind it. So for what it is, it's awesome. She might be an amazing singer. I don't think that she's a bad singer. It's just, I knew she was going to be, like, Floor was going to be covering this, and Floor was probably going to slaughter that version of it, because this. That's why. I'm rambling on. Long story short, I freaking love it. I think this might be my favorite cover that I've seen Floor do so far on this channel here. She did one from Heart that I really, really enjoyed. It really hit me. But this tickles my musical soul a little bit more than that one. Not saying that one was bad or anything. That one hit me on an emotional level. This one is just like hitting me with like a wow. I really dig what you guys are doing here. But I'm rambling on, guys. Long story short, I loved it. I love the M83 version of it. I think Floor absolutely killed it. I love the fact that she paid homage to the original song, kind of kept a lot of the same major themes going with it, not by just adding guitar and calling it a day and singing over it, but like really paying attention to some of those subtle production nuances. Awesome. Bravo. Loved it. What else can I say? Guys, if you enjoyed your time with me today, please consider liking and subscribing. I do this sort of thing all the time, and I would love to have you here. If you'd like to see a live reaction, every Wednesday on Twitch, I do live reactions for a couple hours every day. I'm going to leave my Twitch link down in the description, and hopefully I see you soon. Good night, everybody.